Hey everybody, it's a Walker. So what are we doing today? Well, today we're doing an in-camp review of the Lumonite Pilot flashlight. Let's take a look at it. First, this sheath is really nice. There's a buckle right here, a snap right here. But if it should come undone somehow, they put Velcro. That is not going anywhere. There's also some more Velcro right here. There's even a little spot, like a little tab to grab it from. The flap, magnetic. Has I believe a D-ring, I think that's what it's called, right here. Well thought out design. Flashlight. The reflector's deep. And the LED, I'm not sure the type of LED. I think it's a, XPL, or I don't know. I'm not sure. But it's in a deep, smooth reflector. And this is going to basically give it some throw. Has a lanyard option, which clips on. This is one of my favorite things. It came with a clip, but I'm not a big clip person, so I always pop the clips off. And the way the company designed this lanyard was almost perfect. First thing, there's a groove right here for my finger. The reason why I'm a lanyard carrier, I'll use a flashlight for a good amount of time. If it's raining and I want to use this rather than a headlamp, or I'm trying to spot something at distance. So I want the option of being able to let go hands-free, or in case it's dropped. The lanyard, this kind of goes at an angle, which supports my finger. My other finger kind of goes under there, and this goes right here. So it's not like bothering me, which is really nice. Also, it's not interfering I believe these are square threads, but it's not interfering with the tail cap because it's off the tail cap. Well thought out. This company's, their batteries go in positive terminal towards the tail, which is a little different than most. See that? No interference whatsoever. Cooling fins here. That's good. Came with a charger, so you get the battery and the charging cable, which is nice. That's a 3,500 milliamp hour battery, which is good. It's pretty much the best going. Clip, I don't use the clip, so we won't talk about that. Seemed like a good clip. The user interface is fairly intuitive. First, there's a, if I press and hold, each of those flashes is going to tell me the power of the battery. I believe 5 flashes is like 80 to 100% or something like that. I'll put up all that information on the screen along with the weights. So by pressing and holding, I get that information, and also seems to lock it out too. It's like an electronic lockout, near as I could tell. So I have to press and hold, basically have to press and hold for X number of seconds again. And now the light will click on and off. So overall useful feature. In order to get moonlight mode, I press and hold for 2 seconds, or 1.5. I don't know the exact times, but it's pretty intuitive. It's less time than to trigger that whole battery indication and lockout system. Then to go through the modes, you just hold. So Firefly, press and hold. When it pans through the Firefly modes, it doesn't go back to it. So to access the Firefly mode, you have to press and hold, which is kind of nice because it's one less mode I have to pan through, and you just keep holding it. It has memory. That's the same mode I left it on. Has lockout, physical lockout. That's my favorite feature of a light, especially when I do a lot of pack carry. Although the holster's good, or sheath, whatever you want to call it, physical lockout. And then electronic lockout's good. But physical lockout, for me, that's where it's at. To get to the turbo mode, you double click. And double click again. Very easy to get in and out of turbo mode, which I like. Very intuitive UI. And I like the fact that this has throw. It's one thing I do when I'm packing a headlamp. I like to have a flashlight that has some throw so I can see beyond the range of the headlamp. Saves me going down a trail that I may not want to go down. Helps you find the best spot for water. So it's a useful thing to carry with you. I'll also put up the company's website in case I miss something on the user interface, but it's pretty intuitive. And we'll show it at night during the testing part. So let's go on to the testing. The flashlight is solar charging at 5.12 volts by 0.52 amps. So it's acting like a half amp charger. We'll try an obstruction. I'll lift the obstruction up. It regains the charge. Basically, this is what I'm doing. Perfect. No charge errors. Testing with a smaller panel. This one is a 7 watt. 4.94 volts by 0.52 amps. It's not bad. Do an obstruction on the small panel. Drops down as we would expect. Lift it up. It recovers. Another obstruction. Lift it up. Totally solar compatible. 4.94 volts by 0.52 or 0.51 of an amp. Put an obstruction. Voltage and both voltage and amps drop. Lift the obstruction. It recovers. Obstruction. Lifting the obstruction. The tube is solar compatible. Dunk test of the tube. I don't see any water. It's a bit tricky to do one-handed. Looks good. Having a flashlight with throw is good. I gotta get some water. It's nice to be able to see the safest way to do it. I see a spot right there. Perfect. Dunk test for the Pilot. Fast moving water. Seems okay. Here's the user interface at night. Click will activate a moonlight mode. This, in my opinion, is more of a general camp type mode. So, but this is what they have listed as a moonlight mode. Press and hold for a second will get you to a kind of like a main mode 1. Press and hold again for a second will get you to a main mode 2. Press and hold, main mode 3. Double click goes to a turbo mode. Double click drops down to the previous mode. If you click and hold, it then advances to the next mode. One feature I like about this light is the way it ramps in and out of turbo, for example. It's just not going on and off. I believe this effect is done by PWM, but the output itself, I believe, is constant current. Reach all the way up there, up to that canopy. Good throw. Excellent to see potential widowmakers and risks like that. That's always my main concern. This is definitely bear country out here, but fallen tree limbs, falling trees, that's it's kind of what worries me. Then, of course, the ever-present ticks. I'm not too worried about having a battery in the flashlight that's not full because I have the tube with me, which carries another battery. It also acts as a protective, waterproof, shockproof case and a little charger. I put reflective cordage and brightly colored cordage and brightly colored cordage on this. On a side note, I have the Compass R, which is my favorite one-time CR123 or 16340 headlamp for lightweight. The Pilot flashlight passed all the testing, so we're giving it a thumbs up. If you like what you've seen, give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And as always, thanks for watching.